The mesh of big data analytics and how that's impacting customer experiences. So they also focused on, for insurers, very much like the banks, it's all about looking at the data and trying to make sense of both structured and unstructured data, and then feeding it back into getting that information, retrieving that information about the customers, and trying to give them a more holistic, more personalized customer experience. So using that customer info and trying to segregate the different customer profiles and provide a more customized, like a policy, ping them at the right time and say, congratulations, I know you just had a baby, will you be interested to chat with us on the policy for your new child? So having that kind of trigger points. So using big data, analyzing that big data and having those trigger points to reach out to the customers with a more personalized touch. So this is one area that they're very focused on. And also because they have to, because the products are very commoditized now, so everyone's selling the same. Like you go travel insurance, is all the same. Which is cheaper, I'll buy, right? So it's that convenience also, like if somebody buys an air ticket and then you say, would you like to add on that travel insurance for peace of mind and so forth. So that convenience is there, so they'll just check online when they buy the air ticket, and then, so that's where you need to have those kind of collaborations with the different industries and the trigger point, so that it's you make that sell at that point in time, and then subsequently maybe you can upsell other products, gather customer information and upsell other products after that. So that personalized customer experience. They're very focused. Let's see, they're looking at one thing that I think the insurers are a bit advanced compared to banks is in terms of one of maybe like the more like Internet of Things, IoT. We talk about Internet of Things and use cases. So in banks, I would say there's like maybe like the Google Glass or one of those where you can, it's very, very few and far between. But we talk about IoT for insurers, I think that's one avenue that they can differentiate themselves. We're seeing a lot more use cases, monetizable use cases for Internet of Things. So in areas like, for instance, I'm sure you've heard of telematics, the little black box you install into the car. So the vehicle telemetry, where they can customize, they offer pay how you drive policies. So according to where, when, how much you drive, what time of the day you drive, which areas you drive, that little black box is tracking it in your car, and then it's feeding the information back. So almost even in real time, it goes back to the insurers, and they can tweak your policy pricing according to what's your risk profile. So for the insurers, it's good because then it's sort of like a positive discrimination. If someone is a risky driver, they speed, they brake suddenly and cut through lanes, they would opt out from that, having that device. And so it's sort of like positively eliminating the risky people. And the insurers end up with that portfolio of people who drive safe anyway, and end up they wouldn't be making claims. So for them, it makes financial sense. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff like that. So vehicle, according to, I think Aviva was doing a survey, and they said that people with, on average, once the customers have the device, the telemetric device in their car, they'll see like a 20% drop in claims, because naturally you're like, Big Brother is tracking, so someone is looking at you, so you drive safer, drive slower, no sudden braking and all that. So as a result, they're seeing 20% lesser claims for people who actually install that device. So a lot more IoT, very interesting IoT use cases for insurers. There's stuff like, even in US or the more developed European nations, they even have like devices in cupboards. So what it does is that it tracks, like if somebody trips and fall, or especially for like mature countries, like the European countries, there are a lot of old people who live on their own. So the families do not feel safe, and so they have that little device in the cupboards. And then if somebody trips and fall, or if it's a cupboard at the front door and no one's crossing it like for several days, then like something is wrong. So it's sort of like a peace of mind for the relatives. So it's a lot of applications that I think it's very advanced in the insurance space and monetizable, but within banking, IoT is not so progressive.